this is Dr. Rahul Pandya. Welcome to our latest episode on a comprehensive guide on writing review articles. Firstly, let's understand what is a review paper. A review paper is a scholarly article that succinctly summarizes and synthesizes existing research on a specific topic. Unlike original research papers, which present new findings, review papers meticulously analyze existing literature, furnishing readers with a comprehensive overview of the current state of knowledge in a specific area. The primary objectives of the review papers are surveying the literature, which involves summarizing existing research, including key theories, methodologies, findings, and debates on a specific topic. Identifying trends and research gaps entails recognizing research trends, patterns, and research gaps in existing literature, aiding in delineation of areas requiring further research. Providing critical analysis includes critically evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of various studies, methodologies, and theoretical frameworks, offering insights into the quality and reliability of the existing research. Offering new perspectives may also involve introducing fresh viewpoints, theoretical frameworks, or conceptual models that integrate and expand upon existing knowledge. Informing future research helps guide the researchers about the future research directions by highlighting unsolved questions, methodological issues, or promising areas for further investigation. On the other hand, let's understand what is a research paper. A research article is a detailed and scholarly summary of original research. It involves a comprehensive study of a specific problem or topic. Authors conduct a thorough research, analyze results, and present detailed findings to the research community through the research papers. Research papers contribute to the advancement of knowledge by generating new insights, theories, methodologies, or empirical evidence that add to the existing body of literature within a particular field. These articles can be published across various platforms, including journals, conferences, book chapters, and white papers, reaching a wide audience within a research community. Now we know what is a review article and what is a research article. Let's summarize the differences between review and research articles. A review article is a detailed summary of the existing research on a specific topic, whereas a research article is a comprehensive summary of the original research. Review papers do not report original research. However, they help researchers understand the current state of the art, identify the research gaps, and find the research opportunities. On the contrary, for publishing research papers, the authors have to conduct the detailed study on a specific problem, analyze the results, and present the detailed findings of the research to the rest of the research community. Beginners can start writing a review paper, which helps them to develop a deeper and wider understanding of the research area. Once a profound background has been built, they can start performing their research and publish their work in prestigious journals. Often, review papers help to gain citation counts as they are expected to reach a larger audience. On the flip side, research papers report novelty focused on a specific area. In general, for review papers, depending on the publisher, the typical page length is around 30 to 40, whereas for the research papers, the typical page length is around 8 to 15. Let's understand what a literature review is. A literature review is a meticulous examination and comprehensive summary of the existing research works on a specific problem, encompassing diverse sources such as research articles, books, white papers, commercial technologies, and patents. It goes beyond a mere summarization by crediting other researchers, emphasizing a thorough study of the state of the art or previously published research works. The literature review process begins with identifying a research problem, create a comprehensive summary of the existing research works, acknowledge the other researchers, acquire a thorough understanding, identify research gaps, limitations, challenges, and future research opportunities. Literature review serves the crucial purpose of critically analyzing a segment of the published body of knowledge. It presents a summary, classification, and comparison of prior research studies and theories. Literature review serves as an introductory section in academic research papers. Alternatively, it can be a standalone comprehensive review paper, providing an in-depth exploration of specific subject area. It can act as a versatile component, finding placement as a self-contained unit, a preface to primary research in grant proposals, or a dedicated chapter in theses and dissertations. A literature review serves as a cornerstone of research, providing a comprehensive understanding of existing knowledge and paving the way for further exploration and discovery. In academic research, understanding the nuances between a literature review and a literature review paper is essential. Let's delve into the differences between the two. A literature review, often abbreviated as LR, typically serves as a part of a larger work such as research papers, grant proposals, theses, or dissertations. Its nature is integrated, meaning it's embedded within another document, providing context and background for a particular research question or hypothesis. On the contrary, a literature review paper, abbreviated as LRP, stands alone as a complete scholarly article solely dedicated to reviewing literature on a specific topic. The purpose of a literature review is to offer context and background, while in a literature review paper, the aim is to contribute new insights, frameworks, or perspectives to the existing body of literature. In terms of structure, a literature review is typically embedded within a research paper, grant proposal, or thesis found after the introduction and before the methodology sections. This research paper provides an illustrative example where the literature review is integrated within the introduction section. Conversely, a literature review paper follows a complete structure, including an introduction, methodologies, synthesis, analysis of findings, conclusion, and future scope. This review paper provides an illustrative example of a standalone structure of a literature review and is published as a dedicated review article. Literature review is generally shorter and more focused on the specific needs of the research project, whereas literature review paper is longer, more comprehensive, and explores the topic in a greater detail. Finally, in terms of originality, while literature reviews primarily synthesize existing knowledge, whereas literature review papers are expected to make original contributions by offering new perspectives, ideas, or summarizing the literature in a unique way. In academic research, the literature review plays a crucial role in providing context, evaluating existing studies, and informing the research direction. Let's delve into the key differences between a thorough and a limited literature review. A good literature review provides readers with thorough coverage, entailing inclusive incorporation of relevant and recent literature in the field. It addresses key theories, methodologies, and findings, offering a comprehensive understanding of the topic. On the other hand, a poor literature review provides limited coverage, involving the exclusion of significant literature and potentially overlooking key studies. It fails to capture the breadth and depth of the field, leaving gaps in readers' understanding. A well organized literature review employs headings and subheadings to guide readers through different themes or perspectives, facilitating easy navigation and comprehension. Conversely, a disorganized review structure lacks a clear framework, making it challenging for readers to follow the flow of ideas and themes presented. A quality literature review critically analyzes and critiques the strengths and weaknesses of existing studies, demonstrating a deep understanding of the literature. In contrast, a poor literature review merely describes the studies without offering critical analysis, failing to evaluate the quality and impact of the literature. A well executed literature review synthesizes information to present a coherent and integrated overview, identifying trends, patterns, and gaps in the literature. Conversely, a fragmented overview fails to synthesize information effectively, presenting disjoint findings without connecting different studies. A quality literature review clearly connects the reviewed literature to the research question or purpose, providing a rationale for the research and justifying its significance. In contrast, a poor literature review fails to establish a clear link between a literature review and the research question, lacking justification for the chosen research topic. A well written literature review employs a clear and concise writing style, avoiding unnecessary jargon to ensure accessibility to a broader audience. Conversely, poor writing style in a literature review contains unclear or convoluted language, relying heavily on technical jargon without adequate explanation. A quality literature review presents a balanced view of differing opinions and conflicting findings, acknowledging the limitations of existing studies. In contrast, bias in a literature review manifests as the presentation of only one perspective, failing to acknowledge differing opinions or limitations of reviewed studies. A quality literature review highlights and discusses the methodologies employed in the reviewed studies, assessing the appropriateness of different research methods. Conversely, ignorance of methodologies in a literature review involves the absence of discussion on research methodologies employed in the literature, failing to assess the appropriateness of various research methods used. In summary, a good literature review exhibits thorough coverage, clear organization, critical analysis, synthesis of information, connection to the research question, clarity of expression, a balanced perspective, and identification of methodologies. By contrast, a poor literature review demonstrates limited coverage, a disorganized structure, descriptive rather than analytical content, a fragmented overview, a disconnect from the research question, poor writing style, bias and lack of objectivity, and ignorance of methodologies. Consider these distinctions when conducting and evaluating literature reviews for your research projects. Here we will discuss the importance of literature review papers in academic research. Let's start with how literature reviews contextualize the research. They provide a background and context for the research topic, guiding readers to understand where the current study fits into the existing body of knowledge. This contextualization is essential for establishing the relevance and significance of the study within its field. Moving on, literature reviews aid in identifying gaps and rationale. By scrutinizing existing research, they help researchers pinpoint areas where further investigation is needed. This process is instrumental in justifying the importance and relevance of the current study, ensuring it contributes meaningfully to the academic discourse. Furthermore, literature reviews assist in understanding methodologies and approaches. They summarize various methods used in previous studies related to the topic, allowing researchers to assess what methods have been successful or unsuccessful in the past. This understanding guides researchers in making informed choices about their own methodologies. Additionally, literature reviews enable researchers to critically analyze previous work. By evaluating the strengths, weaknesses, methodologies, and findings of past studies, researchers can shape the direction and focus of their own study. But that's not all. Literature reviews also contribute to building a conceptual framework or theoretical foundation for the current research. By synthesizing existing theories and concepts, researchers can develop a framework to guide their own study. Moreover, literature reviews support the arguments and hypotheses proposed in the current study. By citing relevant literature, researchers strengthen the credibility of their work. Furthermore, literature reviews help researchers avoid redundancy and repetition by ensuring they are aware of the existing studies and findings. This prevents unnecessary repetition of research and ensure that new studies contribute meaningfully to the field. Lastly, literature reviews highlight key scholars, theories, and seminal works in the field, helping researchers become familiar with foundational literature and key contributors to the topic. In summary, literature review papers play a crucial role in academic research by contextualizing the research, identifying the gaps, understanding methodologies, critically analyzing previous work, building a conceptual framework, supporting arguments and hypotheses, avoiding redundancy, and identifying key scholars and works. The significant advantages of publishing review articles are that they help researchers to build a profound and broader understanding of a specific research problem, reach a larger audience, increase the chances of collaborations with interested readers, and improve the citation counts. Frequently, researchers have a query about who should write a review paper. Let's understand the appropriate circumstances when one can write a review paper. Expert researchers, such as faculties, postdoc fellows, and industry personnel who are domain experts with in-depth knowledge and have substantial publishing track records, can always think about writing review articles. Considering their vast experience, multiple domain experts can often collaborate and write comprehensive review articles, laying a foundation of a futuristic research problem for other researchers. Generally, their review articles would be highly comprehensive, highlight future research problems, identify the existing gaps, and indicate the future research directions for the entire research community. Furthermore, beginners who are about to explore a research problem for their PhD can also write a review paper under the supervision of their guides. This will help them to develop in-depth knowledge of the relevant field in which they intend to pursue the research. At the same time, publishing the study through review articles will help other researchers to pursue their future research. At the end of the completion of their PhD, research scholars can also write review papers summarizing everything they have studied on a specific research problem throughout the PhD, indicating the current gaps and future research scope for other researchers. Here, we'll explore various types of review papers commonly used in academic research and their characteristics, strengths, and limitations. Major types of review papers are as follows. Begins with narrative review, systematic review, meta-analysis, scoping review, living review, integrative review, critical review, literature review map, umbrella review, and rapid review. Let's begin with the narrative review. Narrative reviews provide a qualitative and comprehensive overview of a subject. They aim to tell a coherent story, capturing the evolution of ideas and theories over time. Narrative reviews involve storytelling and a narrative approach, emphasizing historical context, theoretical foundations, and paradigm shifts. Strengths include deep exploration of historical context through a narrative approach, while limitations involve subjectivity and potential for bias. Next, we have the systematic review. Systematic reviews systematically evaluate and synthesize existing literature to address a precisely formulated research question. They introduce the concept of the predefined protocol for search, selection, and analysis. Systematic reviews adhere to a systematic and predefined methodology involving a structured search, selection, and analysis process. Strengths include minimized bias and transparency, while limitations involve a resource-intensive nature and dependency on available relevant studies. Moving on to meta-analysis. Meta-analysis quantitatively combines data from multiple studies to drive an overall effect size. It highlights the statistical methods employed to pool results and assess heterogeneity. Meta-analysis involves statistical techniques for synthesizing data, enhancing statistical power, and providing a precise quantitative synthesis. Strengths include enhanced statistical power, while limitations involve the need for homogeneity in study design and potential for publication bias. Now let's discuss the scoping review. Scoping reviews map out the literature landscape to identify key concepts, gaps, and potential research areas. They emphasize the exploratory and inclusive nature of scoping reviews. Scoping reviews are broader in scope, less rigid than systematic reviews, and allow for more exploratory and inclusive approach. Strengths include clarity in defining the scope of the research area, while limitations may involve a potential lack of depth compared to the systematic reviews. Next up, we have the living review. Living reviews are continuously updated to incorporate the latest literature and research findings. They require a proactive approach to stay current, often facilitated through online platforms and collaborative approach. Living reviews maintain relevance over time by ensuring the review remains up to date with emerging research, demanding ongoing effort and resources for regular updates. Strengths include maintaining relevance over time, while limitations require ongoing effort and resources. Now let's delve into the integrative review. Integrative reviews synthesize evidence from various study designs, providing a holistic understanding of a research topic. They highlight the combination of qualitative and quantitative research. Integrative reviews involve a nuanced and comprehensive perspective, requiring expertise in both qualitative and quantitative research methods. Strengths include a deeper understanding through considerations of multiple angles, while limitations involve the challenge of excluding both qualitative and quantitative methodologies. Next, we will explore the critical review. Critical reviews focus on criticality, analyzing and evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of existing literature. They encourage the reflective stance towards the literature, emphasizing critical appraisal. Critical reviews promote an in-depth understanding through a nuanced examination involving a subjective element in critical appraisal. Strengths include a thorough examination of literature quality and contributions, while limitations involve potential subjectivity in the critical assessment. Moving on to literature map or conceptual diagram. Literature maps or conceptual diagrams visually represent relationships between different concepts and theories. They facilitate enhanced conceptual understanding and identification of thematic clusters. Literature maps are visual tools aiding in the understanding of complex relationships, complementing textual analysis. Strengths include enhanced visualization of relationships, while limitations may involve oversimplification or omission of nuanced details. The umbrella review is a comprehensive synthesis of systematic reviews and meta-analysis on a topic, providing overreaching assessment and consolidated insight into existing evidence. The umbrella review encompasses a broad range of systematic reviews within the defined topic, applying stringent inclusion criteria and methodological assessments and integrating and analyzing data from various reviews to identify patterns. Strengths include comprehensive insight from multiple reviews, efficiency in using existing reviews, and identifying research gaps. Limitations may involve variability in review quality, publication bias, and methodological variability. Let's touch on rapid review. Rapid reviews are conducted in a shorter time frame to provide quick insights, often for decision making or policy development. They balance the need for speed with maintaining a reasonable level of rigor. Rapid reviews offer a timely overview suitable for time-sensitive situations or emerging issues and balance the need for speed with maintaining a reasonable level of rigor. Strengths include timely insights, while limitations may involve sacrificing depth for expediency. In this section, we will explore step-by-step guidelines for writing review articles. Here we are diving deep into the intricacies of the literature review cycle. Whether we are seasoned researchers or just starting out, understanding this cycle is essential for producing high-quality literature reviews. The first step in the literature review cycle is the selection of a research question. This is crucial because it sets the direction for your review article. You want to formulate a precise research question that will guide your literature review exploration. Once you have your research question, it's time to dive into the literature. This stage involves conducting an extensive search for published works related to your research question. Cast a wide net and explore various sources to gather as much relevant information as possible. With a plethora of literature at your disposal, it's essential to organize and manage your findings effectively. This will facilitate analysis later on. Use tools like citation managers or spreadsheets to keep track of your sources and their key points. Now comes the synthesis stage. Here we integrate and synthesize information extracted from the reviewed literature. Look for patterns, themes, and contradictions across different sources. This step is crucial for gaining a comprehensive understanding of your topic. Armed with synthesized information, it's time to write your literature review. This is more than just summarizing existing works. It's about providing a critical assessment of the findings and insights you have gathered. Evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of each source and how they contribute to your overall understanding of the topic. A literature review is never truly finished. It's an iterative process of rethinking, refining, and reworking until you achieve a satisfactory outcome. Be open to feedback and willing to make revisions as necessary. As you refine your review, don't forget to summarize existing works and acknowledge the contributions of previous researchers. Identifying the research problem is about the understanding where your work fits into the broader scholarly conversation. By this point, you should have attained a profound understanding of your subject matter. The literature review cycle isn't just about gathering information. It's about gaining insights and developing expertise in your field. Now it's time to identify gaps, limitations, challenges, and potential avenues for future research opportunities. This is where you contribute to the advancement of knowledge in your field by pinpointing areas that warrant further investigation. The search process involves more than just finding sources. It's about reading and refining your defined problem based on insights you gain from the literature. The literature review process is an iterative process which ensures that your research question remains relevant and impactful. As you gather more literature, it's essential to evaluate each source critically. Identify literature that significantly contributes to your understanding and discard those that are less relevant. Finally, it's time to analyze and interpret the findings and conclusions derived from pertinent literature. This stage is where you make sense of all the information you have gathered and draw meaningful insights to inform your research. Last but not least, organize and create a well structured bibliography of your literature review. Proper formatting is essential for maintaining clarity and academic integrity in your work. Here, we will discuss the importance of enhancing research focus through a clear problem statement. One of the foundational aspects of any research endeavor is establishing a clear understanding of the problem. Before delving into the vast sea of existing literature, it's crucial to define your research problem succinctly. Your literature review serves as the cornerstone in shaping your research journey. By meticulously reviewing relevant literature, you not only gain insights into existing knowledge, but also refine and clarify your research problem. It's a process of honing in the specific aspects of your inquiry, ensuring that your study is focused and purposeful. Furthermore, your literature review helps you understand the intricate relationships between your research problem and the existing body of knowledge. In essence, by establishing a clear cut problem statement and conducting a thorough literature review, you are not only building the foundation of your research but also contributing to the broader academic discourse. When embarking on a research journey, it's essential to ensure a comprehensive exploration of your research area. This begins with a thorough literature review. Reading widely within your subject area not only broadens your understanding but also provides valuable insights and perspectives that can enrich your research. When understanding research landscape by familiarizing yourself with the findings of other researchers on similar questions, you gain a clearer understanding of the existing research landscape. This knowledge can guide your own study and contribute to its significance. Delving into theories proposed in your field provides a conceptual framework for your research work. It allows you to contextualize your study within the existing theoretical perspectives and build upon established ideas. Identifying knowledge gaps in the relevant body of knowledge is crucial for advancing research. By identifying areas where further investigation is needed, you contribute to the growth and development of your field. Crafting an effective problem statement is essential in any research endeavor. The first step in crafting a problem statement is selecting an intriguing topic. Choose a subject that genuinely interests you, as this will help maintain motivation throughout the research process. Opt for a topic with a manageable focus. This ensures that your research remains feasible and that you can complete it within the given time frame and resources. Clarity is a key. Maintain clarity in your problem statement by avoiding overly broad subjects. Opt for specific and well defined topics to facilitate effective problem formulation. Do not hesitate to seek support early in the process. Seek opinions from mentors or peers before starting and consistently review drafts as you progress to ensure alignment with your research goals. Crafting an effective problem statement is an iterative process. Begin with a general idea, review the literature in that area, and refine your problem based on the insights gained from your findings. Here, we will discuss the importance of the strategic selection of a review topic. Before diving into a literature review, it's essential to identify the research gap. Review existing literature to pinpoint areas lacking sufficient coverage. Look for unanswered research questions and controversies in the field. These gaps in knowledge serve as opportunities for contributing new insights and perspectives. Consider the relevance and importance of the topic in the current context. Evaluate its potential impact on advancing knowledge and addressing pressing issues within the research community. Assess the feasibility and manageability of the review topic. Determine the availability of the relevant studies and data sources and consider the scope of the review in relation to available resources such as time and expertise. Precision in crafting the research question is crucial for guiding your research and ensuring your review article stays focused and relevant. When embarking on a research endeavor, the formulation of a clearly defined research question is paramount. Articulate the objective and scope of your review with utmost clarity. Ensure that your research question effectively targets the identified research gap, providing a clear direction for your study. Define meticulous criteria for study selection, considering factors such as publication date and study design. Clearly outline the types of sources to be included, whether it be peer-reviewed articles, gray literature, or other relevant materials. Offer a comprehensive overview of the review's overreaching aims and goals. Define the boundaries of the review explicitly, both in terms of time and topic, to ensure a focused and well-defined research scope. Mastering effective literature search strategies is essential for finding the most relevant and high quality sources to support your review article. A crucial step in effective literature searching is developing a comprehensive search strategy. Identify pertinent keywords, synonyms, and related terms to optimize your search. Skillfully combine search terms using Boolean operators such as and, or, and not for precision in retrieving relevant literature. Harness the power of specialized databases such as PubMed, Scopus, and Web of Science for in-depth searches within specific disciplines. Additionally, employ Google Scholar for expansive searches and efficient citation tracking across various fields. Do not overlook the value of hand-searching journals and references. Scrutinize reference lists for relevant articles to uncover additional valuable sources. Explore journals and publications indexed in major databases. Ensure the maintenance of high-quality literature. Identify resources to ensure you have access to the most valuable and credible information for your review article. Books offer a comprehensive exploration of a topic, providing in-depth knowledge and background information essential for understanding complex subjects. Journals contain peer-reviewed articles, offering current and specialized insights into specific research areas. They provide access to the latest advancements and findings within a particular discipline. Conference papers present presentations and findings from academic conferences showcasing the latest research and developments in various fields. Dissertations represent in-depth research projects contributing substantial knowledge to a specific subject. They offer detailed analysis and exploration of research questions. Bibliographies provide lists of references that can lead to additional relevant literature on a given topic, aiding researchers in expanding their reading and understanding of a subject. The internet offers access to a wide range of online sources, including reputable websites, blogs, and forums, providing diverse perspectives and information on various topics. Indexes and abstracts, whether in printed or electronic form, summarize and index research articles, aiding researchers in efficiently searching and accessing relevant literature. Government publications include reports and publications from government agencies offering valuable data and insights on a wide range of topics from scientific research to policy matters. Theses are original research projects submitted for academic degrees, contributing to scholarly knowledge with their detailed analysis and findings. Interviews and unpublished research provide first-hand accounts and unique perspectives, offering valuable insights not found in traditional published literature. Critical reading of literature is vital for evaluating the quality and relevance of sources, allowing you to build a strong foundation for your review article. When faced with a plethora of research papers, it's essential to adopt efficient reading strategies. Skim through the abstracts, headings, and subheadings to grasp the main points and structure of the paper. Avoid the temptation to read the entire paper in one go. Instead, focus on filtering the target papers and selecting a few relevant ones for thorough reading. Start by filtering the target papers based on their relevance to your research question or topic. Then dedicate time to reading a selective few papers thoroughly to gain a deeper understanding. Begin by reading the introduction and conclusion of the paper. These sections often provide valuable insights into the research objectives, findings, and implications. Pay attention to charts and statistical tables as they can convey the complex information in a concise format. Take note of the references cited in the paper. They can lead you to additional sources and provide context for the current research. Finally, skim through the body of the paper, focusing on sections that are most relevant to your research interests. Take your time to analyze and critically evaluate the arguments and evidence presented. In the world of academia, reading is an essential activity for researchers. But reading efficiently and selectively is equally important. Transitioning to reading soft copies instead of hard copies of the papers can offer numerous advantages. With soft copies, you can utilize features like highlighting and annotation tools available in PDF editors. The Control F function allows you to quickly search for specific keywords or phrases within the document, saving your time and effort. Storing papers on a cloud drive enables easy access from anywhere, ensuring convenience and flexibility in your research process. The impracticality of carrying around numerous hard copies of papers is eliminated when you go digital. Embrace the digital era and reap the benefits of accessibility, searchability, and portability offered by electronic documents. Develop a systematic approach to note taking while reading, whether it's highlighting important passages, underlining key points, or paraphrasing key concepts. One of the cornerstones of critical reading is the evaluation of source credibility and quality. Begin by assessing the reputation of the authors and the credibility of the publishing journal. Consider the factors such as author's expertise, institutional affiliation, and journal's impact factor. Verify if sources are peer-reviewed and deemed reputable in the field. Peer-reviewed publications undergo rigorous scrutiny by experts in the field, ensuring the reliability and validity of the research. Next, delve into analyzing and synthesizing the information presented in the literature. Identify key findings and central arguments within each study. This involves extracting and summarizing the main points and conclusions. Conduct a comprehensive analysis highlighting similarities and differences across studies. Look for patterns, contradictions, or gaps in the literature that warrant further investigation. Finally, critically assess the strengths and limitations of the studies reviewed. Scrutinize methodology, sample size, and statistical analysis for each study. Evaluate the robustness of the research design and the appropriateness of statistical methods employed. Acknowledge the potential biases and confounding factors, ensuring a comprehensive evaluation of research quality. Consider the factors such as funding sources, research bias, and limitations in data collection or analysis. Key considerations for preparing the literature review outlines the essential steps and factors to ensure a comprehensive and well-structured review process. Before diving into your literature review, it's crucial to seek clarification on assignment specifics from your supervisor. Establish the expected number of sources to be included in your literature review. This will guide the depth and breadth of your research. Define the types of sources encouraged for the inclusion in your literature review. Consider whether books, journal articles, websites, or other forms of literature are appropriate for your topic. Understand the desired approach for your literature review. Determine whether summarization, synthesis, or critique of sources focusing on common themes or issues is expected. Confirm whether the evaluation of sources is required in your literature review. This may involve assessing the credibility, reliability, and relevance of each source to your research topic. Preparing for effective literature review writing involves understanding key strategies and best practices to ensure a thorough and organized review. To begin your literature review writing process, start by finding models within your area of interest or discipline. Explore existing literature reviews to analyze their themes and organizational strategies. This will provide you with insights into structuring your own review effectively. Acknowledge the abundance of literature available and narrow your topic for focused search. A narrower topic allows for more focused and manageable review. It facilitates the identification of relevant sources and ensure coherence in your discussion. Evaluate the recency of your sources to ensure that you include the most current research findings and developments in your review. Recent sources are vital for reflecting the latest advancements and trends in your field. Be mindful of the publication dates of your sources and prioritize newer research wherever applicable. When structuring your literature review, organize it around ideas rather than just sources themselves. Structure your review around key themes and concepts similar to the organization of a term paper. This approach ensures coherence and clarity in presenting your arguments and analysis. Critical assessment criteria for literature review focuses on the standards and guidelines necessary to evaluate and analyze sources effectively for a comprehensive review. Originality is a crucial criterion for evaluating the literature review. Consider whether the review presents new perspectives, ideas, or insights within the field. Assess the methodology employed in the literature review. Evaluate the rigor and appropriateness of the methods used to gather, analyze, and synthesize the literature. Objectivity is essential in a literature review. Look for impartiality and fairness in presentation and interpretation of the literature, avoiding bias or subjective opinions. The ability to synthesize information from multiple sources is a key aspect of a literature review. Analyze how effectively the review integrates and connects findings from different studies to develop a comprehensive understanding of the topic. Consider the significance of the literature review in advancing knowledge within the particular field. Assess whether the review contributes meaningfully to the understanding of the topic and addresses important gaps or issues. Contextualizing and advancing research understanding involves placing your findings within the broader academic landscape to understand comprehension and contribute to ongoing scholarly discussions. A crucial aspect of contextualizing research is understanding its contribution to the broader field. Place each work in the context of its contribution to the understanding of the subject under review. Highlight the unique aspects that each work brings to the field, whether it's new insights, methodologies, or perspectives. Explore the relationships among works under considerations to illustrate how they connect and contribute to a broader understanding. Describe the relationship of each work to other under consideration, showcasing how different works complement, contradict, or build upon each other. Identify new ways to interpret existing research and shed light on gaps in previous research to pinpoint areas for further exploration. Offer new interpretations of existing research to enrich understanding and stimulate critical thinking. Prevent duplication of effort by identifying areas of prior scholarship and ensuring that review builds on existing knowledge without redundancy. Finally, guide future research by pinpointing the way forward and providing insights and recommendations based on the gaps identified. Evaluating key considerations in your literature review involves assessing critical factors to ensure a thorough, relevant, and well structured analysis of existing research. A fundamental aspect of a literature review is the critical analysis of the literature. Ensure a critical analysis of the literature by thoroughly examining concepts and questions, comparing different sources, and discussing their strengths and weaknesses. This helps to provide a nuanced understanding of the topic and contributes to the scholarly discourse. Include contrary perspectives in your literature review to ensure a balanced and comprehensive discussion. Cite and discuss studies that present perspectives contrary to your own viewpoint. This demonstrates intellectual honesty and enriches the review by presenting a range of viewpoints on the topic. Consider the relevance of your literature review for the reader. Evaluate whether your literature review is relevant, appropriate, and useful for the reader. Ensure that it addresses key questions and provides insights that are valuable to the intended audience. When conducting a literature review, it's essential to critically evaluate the basic components of the research studies. Evaluate the key components of the study design, including the population studied, the intervention or exposure, and the outcomes measured. This helps to assess the validity and applicability of the research findings. Assess the accuracy and validity of the measurement, data analysis, and the conclusions drawn in the research study. Look for the potential biases, confounding factors, and limitations that may impact the reliability of the findings. Analyze the structure of the argument presented in the literature. Deconstruct the flow of the argument to identify logical breakdowns, especially in establishing cause-effect relationships. Assess the coherence and persuasiveness of the author's reasoning. Evaluate how each book or article contributes to understanding the problem under study and its practical utility. Identify the strengths and limitations of each book or article in contributing to understanding of the topic. Consider the relevance and applicability of the findings to the real world scenarios. Finally, consider how each book or article relates to the specific research question you are developing for your research. Evaluate the relevance of each source to your research question and assess how it contributes to shaping your understanding of the topic. Contextualizing your research in the literature means placing your study within the existing body of knowledge to highlight its significance and relation to previous work. When contextualizing your research in the literature, it's important to acknowledge and present the accepted facts within the research area. Highlight the prevalent perspectives and popular opinions in the field to provide context of your research. Identify and discuss the prevailing viewpoints and opinions in the field to demonstrate broader discourse surrounding your topic. Address the identified shortcomings within the existing findings to establish the rationale for your research. Discuss any limitations or gaps in the existing research that your study seeks to address or improve. Discuss the limitations in the methods employed in the existing research to underscore the need for your study. Examine the methodologies used in previous studies and identify any potential weaknesses or areas for improvement. Articulate the relevance of your research in addressing the gaps or improving upon existing knowledge. Explain how your study fills a gap in the literature or contributes to advancing understanding within the field. Propose thoughtful suggestions for further research in the area, building on your own findings. Offer recommendations for future studies that could build upon the insights generated by your research. In your literature review, conducting a comparative analysis across studies can significantly enhance the depth of your review. By focusing on extracting key points through a comparative analysis, you can uncover valuable insights and nuances within the literature. Here are some key areas to consider for comparison and contrast across studies. Compare and contrast the research aims or hypotheses across studies. Identify common themes or divergent perspectives. Examine the research design and the sampling methods employed in each study. Assess the strengths and limitations of different approaches. Compare the instruments and procedures employed for data collection. Evaluate their reliability and validity. Assess the data analysis techniques used in each study. Consider whether similar or different methods were employed. Compare the results or findings of the studies. Look for patterns, inconsistencies, or unexpected outcomes. Examine the interpretations drawn from the studies. Analyze how authors make sense of their findings and the implications they draw. A comprehensive guide to scientific paper review provides detailed instructions and best practices for evaluating and critiquing scientific research articles effectively. Before diving into a scientific paper review, it's crucial to understand its purpose. Determine whether the paper aims to present new findings, review existing literature, or propose a theoretical framework. Get familiar with the content and the structure of the paper. Review the abstract introduction, methods, results, discussion, and conclusion sections to gain a comprehensive understanding of the research. Evaluate the methodologies used in the study. Assess the appropriateness of the research design, data collection methods, and statistical analysis employed. Critically analyze the results presented in the paper. Consider the significance of the findings, their reliability, and their implications for the broader field of study. Examine the references cited in the paper. Assess the relevance, credibility, and currency of the sources used to support the research. Evaluate the discussion section of the paper. Analyze how the authors interpret the results, address limitations, and propose future directions for research. Consider the ethical implications of the research. Assess whether the study adheres to ethical guidelines for research involving human participants, animal subjects, or sensitive topics. Critique the paper's strengths and weaknesses. Provide constructive feedback on areas for improvement, such as clarity of presentation, logical coherence, and interpretation of results. Offer feedback to authors. Summarize your evaluation in a clear and concise manner, highlighting key points and recommendations for revision for further exploration. Summarize your review, emphasizing the key findings, strengths, weaknesses, and potential contributions of the paper to the scientific literature. To begin the scientific paper review process, it's essential to understand the purpose clearly. Clearly define the purpose and specific aspects to focus on a fair and constructive critique. This ensures that your evaluation is targeted and beneficial for the authors. Thoroughly read the paper to grasp its content and understand the research question, methodology, data analysis, results, and conclusions. This lays the foundation for a comprehensive evaluation. Assess the overall structure, organization, and writing clarity of the paper. Identify areas that require clarification or restructuring to improve readability and coherence. Scrutinize the research methods employed in the paper. Assess their appropriateness, rigor, and description, and identify any potential flaws or limitations. Examine the data presented, assessing its support for the research question. Look for any inconsistencies and evaluate the statistical analysis performed to ensure its validity. After evaluating the research methods and results, it's crucial to assess the discussion and conclusions of the paper. Evaluate the discussion's interpretations of the results, ensuring alignment with the research question. Suggest alternative interpretations or future research avenues to enhance paper's contribution to the field. Mind ethical considerations throughout the review process to ensure the integrity of the research. Assess adherence to ethical guidelines, including informed consent and participants' confidentiality. Highlight any ethical concerns identified and propose appropriate solutions. Verify the accuracy, relevance, and completeness of references cited in the paper. Assess the credibility of references and their contributions to the paper's strength. Ensure that all cited sources are relevant, accurately cited, and contribute meaningfully to the research. Offer constructive and respectful feedback to the authors, focusing on strengths, weaknesses, and specific improvement suggestions. Avoid personal attacks and focus on providing feedback that will help authors improve their work. Conclude your review with a concise summary, highlighting strengths, weaknesses, and overall understanding. In a sequential approach to literature review, begin your literature review by exploring new material first and progress towards older later. This approach ensures that you are building upon the latest research findings. Start with a general overview of the topic and gradually delve into specific areas of the interests. This allows you to develop a comprehensive understanding of the research landscape. By commencing with a general topic, you establish a foundational understanding of the research interrelationships. From there, develop insights and connections that guide the review towards the specific areas of focus. As you progress from general to specific, refine and refocus your search criteria to ensure alignment with the evolving understanding of the topic. As you read and gain more knowledge, continuously refine and refocus your search criteria. This ensures that your literature review remains relevant and up to date. Apply critical thinking to evaluate the relevance and reliability of the information you encounter. Weed out irrelevant or low quality sources to maintain the integrity of your literature review. Recognize that the literature review process is iterative. Continuously refine your search strategies based on the knowledge you acquired throughout the process. Arrange dedicated review sessions with experienced researchers in the field. Receive their valuable feedback and discuss any challenges faced during the literature review process. Seeking feedback from experts allows you to gain insights and perspectives that can enhance the quality of your literature review. Planning is the essential first step in organizing and structuring your approach to ensure a thorough and efficient review process. To begin your literature review, start by identifying a topic or problem statement that aligns with the scope of your assignment. Choose an area where there is a significant body of existing literature to ensure ample resources for your review. Allocate sufficient time for each stage of literature review process, such as literature review, writing, and revision. Planning your time effectively will help you to stay on track and meet your deadlines. Dive into academic databases, journals, and books relevant to your review topic. Take detailed notes and categorize literature based on the themes and findings to streamline your review process. Taking detailed notes and categorizing literature based on the themes and findings will help you organize your thoughts and identify key insights. Discuss expectations with your supervisor to ensure that you understand the depth and breadth of your review required. Analyze any guidelines provided by your supervisor or institute to ensure compliance with the required quality standards. Clarifying expectations and analyzing guidelines will help you tailor your review to meet the specific requirements of your assignment. Start by searching potential journals or conferences suitable for publishing review papers. Consider factors such as the scope, impact factor, and audience to ensure your paper aligns with the goals of each venue. Understanding the scope, impact factor, and audience of each venue will help you target the most appropriate platform for your review paper. Evaluate the expected level of critical analysis and synthesis for your target publishers. Familiarize yourself with the formatting and citation styles required for review papers to ensure compliance with the quality standards. Understanding the quality standards expected by your targeted publishers is crucial to ensure the acceptance of your review paper. Conduct the exhaustive literature review, summarizing key findings and identifying gaps to present a comprehensive overview of the existing research in your field. By performing these literature review activities diligently, you will lay a solid foundation for your review paper. Finally, ask yourself important questions to stay on track. What is your deadline? What is the goal of your assignment? Answering these questions will help you to stay focused and motivated throughout the publication process. Setting deadlines and understanding the assignment's goal will keep you on track and ensure the timely completion of your review paper. To organize your literature review, explore different approaches. In the topical order approach, organize your literature review based on the themes or topics relevant to your research. This allows you to explore different aspects of your subject matter and analyze how they relate to each other. Consider organizing your literature review in chronological order, where you present research studies and findings in the order they were published. This approach provides a historical perspective on the development of knowledge in your field. In the problem cause solution order, structure your literature review by first discussing the problem or issue, followed by its underlying causes, and finally propose solutions or interventions. This approach helps to highlight the progression of research in addressing specific issues. Opt for a general to specific order, where you begin your literature review with broader overreaching concepts and gradually narrowed down to more specific details. This approach provides readers with a comprehensive understanding of the topic before delving into specific aspects. Alternatively, consider a specific to general order, where you start with specific details or examples and then gradually move towards broader concepts or themes. This approach can be effective for more building context before introducing broader discussions. When exploring your literature chronologically, begin by investigating the early pioneers in the field. These are the foundational studies that laid the groundwork for the development of the subject. Next, delve into progression milestones, tracing the linear progression of research. Identify key studies that mark significant advancements in understanding and methodology. Uncover turning points within the field, examining studies that signal transformative changes in perspectives and approaches. These pivotal studies represent paradigm shifts that shaped the trajectory of the discipline. When discussing studies chronologically, use the language that reflects the timeline of the research. For example, you might say, this subject was first studied by X, who argued or found the following. In a particular date, Y modified, extended, or contradicted X's work by the following. Today, research by Z represents the current state of the art as follows. When examining a seminal study, begin by comprehensively exploring the pivotal research that serves as the cornerstone of the entire body of literature. This foundational study lays a groundwork for subsequent research in the field. Trace the evolutionary trajectory of the field by examining how later works build upon or deviate from the seminal study. Illustrate the development and organization of subsequent research, showcasing its progression over time. Highlight ongoing significance of the central study, emphasizing its lasting impact on shaping the landscape of future research. By amplifying significance of the seminal study, you underscore its crucial role in the field. When discussing seminal studies, use language that reflects their importance and influence. For example, you might say, the most important research on this topic was the study held by X in a particular date. Subsequently, following X's study, research fell into two camps, with some extending X's work and others diverging from it. Crafting a strategic organization for your literature review is essential in review paper writing process. Begin by considering the most effective way to present information in your literature review. This involves selecting the appropriate structure and format to ensure clarity and coherence. Outline the key topics and subtopics essential for comprehensive review. Identify the main themes and concepts that will form a backbone of your literature review. Strategically decide the order in which you will present the topics for optimal coherence and readers' understanding. Consider factors such as logical flow, thematic connection, and the significance of each topic. Determine the type of literature review you are conducting, whether it focuses on theory, methodology, policy, quantitative research, qualitative research, or other aspects. Understanding the scope and purpose of your review will guide your organization. Crafting a clear structure of your paper is essential for presenting your work. Before diving into writing your review paper, take time to organize your thoughts. This will help you establish a clear structure and ensure a coherent flow of information throughout your review paper. Ensure that you understand the flow of information in your paper and that nothing important is forgotten. Consider the logical progression of ideas and how each section contributes to the overall narrative. Develop a clear outline of your paper, outlining what you plan to include in each section or subsection. This serves as a roadmap for your writing process, keeping you focused and on track. A structured outline enables you to organize your ideas systematically and fit them into your paper in an organized fashion. This ensures that no important points are overlooked and that your paper is well organized and easy to follow. Here we will discuss the structure and components of a review paper. Start your review paper with a clear and descriptive title that reflects the content and focus of your review. This title should succinctly capture the essence of your review paper. Follow the title with an abstract, a brief summary of your review paper. The abstract should provide an overview of the main points discussed in your review paper, including the objectives, methods, key findings, and conclusions. Begin the body of your review paper with an introduction. This section should provide background information on the topic, introduce the central problem or question addressed in the review, and outline the structure of a paper. Next, provide a comprehensive review of the methods used in the studies included in your review. This section should detail the research designs, data collection methods, and analytical approaches employed by the authors. Following the method section, summarize the outcomes of the studies reviewed. Highlight the key findings, trends, patterns, or controversies identified in the literature. Discuss existing research gaps or limitations identified in the literature. This section should highlight the areas where further research is needed or where the existing literature falls short. Provide insights into the future research scope of research in the field. Discuss potential avenues for future research and how addressing the existing gaps could advance knowledge in the area. Conclude your review paper by summarizing the main findings and implications of your review. Reflect on the significance of the research reviewed and reiterate the key takeaways for the reader. Optionally, include an acknowledgement section to recognize individuals or organizations that contributed to the development of the review paper. Finally, conclude your review paper with a list of references which are cited in the review. Ensure that all sources are properly cited and formatted according to the required citation style. Include essential information about authors and their affiliations in a research paper. It emphasizes the importance of accurately listing authors and their affiliations, including any membership information if applicable, and formatting the information according to the guidelines provided by the publisher. Here, we will discuss the key components and considerations of crafting an effective abstract. Begin your abstract by succinctly summarizing the research problem, the methodology used to address it, and the main outcomes of the review. This provides readers with a clear objective of the study's scope and findings. Highlight the significance and implications of the review in addressing the research problem. Discuss the broader implications of the findings and their relevance to the field, demonstrating the importance of the study. Review the targeted journal's requirements for abstract length and format. Ensure that your abstract adheres to the specific word count limitations and follows any formatting guidelines provided by the journal. Emphasize the novelty and originality of the review, highlighting any unique contributions to the literature. Discuss how findings of the review advance understanding in the field and contribute to the ongoing research efforts. Start your introduction by providing background information on the research area. Offer a brief overview of the significance of the topic and any relevant historical context or developments that have led to the current state of the knowledge. Clearly state the purpose and objectives of your review. Present the research question or thesis statement that your review aims to address and explain the focus and scope of your investigation. Formulate a specific research question or hypothesis to guide your review. Emphasize the importance of this question within the research field and explain the novel insights that your review aims to offer. Conclude the introduction by giving a brief summary of the structure or organization of rest of the paper. Provide an overview of what readers can expect in each section and how paper is organized to address the research question. Here, we will focus on the key components and strategies for drafting the main body of the review paper. Organize the literature into themes or categories to provide structure and coherence to your review. Identify common threads or trends in the research that emerge across different studies. Conduct a critical evaluation of the literature by assessing the strengths and weaknesses of the study reviewed. Discuss the methodologies used in the literature and analyze the reliability and validity of the findings presented. Explore different theoretical frameworks or conceptual perspectives used in the literature. Discuss how these frameworks contribute to the understanding of the topic and shape the interpretation of the research findings. Summarize the current state of knowledge on the topic based on the literature reviewed. Identify gaps or areas that need further exploration, providing insights into future research directions. Discuss the different research methods employed in the studies reviewed. Compare and contrast these methodologies to highlight their respective strengths and limitations, providing insights into the overall quality of the research. Identify emerging trends in the field based on the literature reviewed. Suggest potential areas for further research that build upon these trends, offering insights into the direction of the field. Synthesize the findings from the various studies included in your review. Look for patterns, contradictions, or gaps in the literature to provide a comprehensive analysis of the state of the knowledge on a topic. Conclude your review paper by summarizing the key findings and insights generated from your review. Discuss the implications of the literature for the field and provide actionable recommendations for the future research endeavors. Guide the reader through your literature review by incorporating informative subheadings. These descriptive labels help organize your content and group related studies and ideas together for easier comprehension. Enhance the readability of your review by maintaining a smooth flow between sections. Incorporate transition sentences to seamlessly connect different parts of your narrative, ensuring cohesive and engaging reading experience. Enhance the visual appeal and clarity of your review by incorporating relevant graphics such as diagrams or tables. Center the graphics and provide ample space around them to prevent crowding within the text, allowing reader to easily interpret the information which is presented. Ensure clarity and precision in your language usage throughout the review. Strike a balance between direct quotations and paraphrasing and choose verb tense strategically to maintain consistency and coherence in your writing. Using visual tools for thought organization is essential. Utilize feature maps to classify and categorize thoughts into a tabular form. These maps provide a structured overview, allowing you to organize your ideas systematically and identify relationships between different concepts. Create concept maps to establish links between concepts and processes. These maps showcase the relationships between ideas and their practical applications, helping you visualize complex relationships and understand how different elements interact with each other. Construct trees to demonstrate how a central topic branches out into subthemes and related questions. By representing stages in the development of a topic through visual tree construction, you can map out the progression of your thoughts and identify key area for exploration. Enhancing your research presentation utilizing figures, tables, and charts is essential. Incorporate figures, tables, diagrams, graphs, and bar charts to visually present your data and experimental setup. These visual aids provide clarity and enhanced understanding, making it easier for readers to interpret your findings. Accompany your figures and tables with analytical explanations that delve into the details of your findings. Discuss the significance of the numbers and trends depicted in your visual representations, providing insightful commentary to complement the visuals. Include comparative statements to highlight differences or similarities between different sets of data or experimental conditions. Comparisons add depth to your analysis and allow readers to better understand the nuances of your findings. Conclude your presentation of findings with clear and concise conclusive points. Summarize the key outcomes of your research, emphasizing the main key takeaways and implications of the field. Present tabular reviews that provide a structured overview of the strengths and limitations of your study. Organize your analysis in a clear and systematic manner, highlighting the implications of your findings for future research. Ensure high quality resolution of your figures and visual aids to maintain clarity and readability. Opt for crisp and clear images that enhances the professional appearance of your research presentation. Here, we will discuss the key strategies for the interpretation and analysis of the findings. Relate the findings of your review back to the research question and objectives. Discuss how the results align with the existing theories or contradict previous findings, providing insights into the significance of your review's contribution to the field. Highlight similarities and differences among the studies included in your review. Identify any discrepancies or inconsistencies that require further investigation, fostering a deeper understanding of the nuances between the body of literature. Utilizing abbreviations in your paper is extremely important for saving the word count. Abbreviations are defined for frequently or repeatedly used terms in the article, such as here, mobile routing is defined as MR and reused. This practice helps saving the word count and enhance the readability by streamlining the text. Ensure that all abbreviations are defined when they first appear in the text and later abbreviations are consistently reused throughout the paper. Perform a dedicated round of proofreading to verify the accuracy and consistency of all the abbreviations. Perform a separate round of proofreading specifically dedicated to cross-verifying the usage and definition of abbreviations. This meticulous approach ensures that all abbreviations are correctly defined and consistently used throughout the paper. Ensuring accuracy in references and citations is extremely important. Cross-check all figures and table numbers and their referral to the text to ensure consistency. The numbers referred to in the text, figures, and tables must match accurately, maintaining clarity and precision in your paper. Verify all the references to ensure that the cited sources and the listed references are exactly the same. Follow the standard referencing format recommended by the publisher to maintain professionalism and adherence to the academic standards. For journal papers, conference papers, and other sources, adhere to standard referencing format recommended by the publisher. Ensure accuracy in the detail such as author's name, title, journal or conference's name, volume number, issue number, page numbers, and publication date. Crafting a compelling conclusion, summarizing contributions and significance is important for any review or research article. Provide a brief overview of your contributions to the field. Highlight the key insights and findings that your review has uncovered, emphasizing the value it adds to the existing literature. Summarize impactful and conclusive points that have emerged from your review. These points should resonate with the reader and leave a lasting impression of the significance of your research. Acknowledge any limitations of your study. Discuss areas where further research or improvements could be made, maintaining transparency and integrity in your conclusions. Summarize the key findings from your review, providing closure by explaining their relevance. Address the so what aspect to emphasize the importance of your review in advancing understanding within the field. Discuss the implications of your findings for your future research. Establish connections to the current study or broader research context, highlighting opportunities for further exploration and discovery. Emphasize the importance of your review in contributing valuable insights to the scientific literature. Stress the significance of your findings and the potential impact that they may have on advancing knowledge within the field. Under the acknowledgement section, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the funding agency for their generous support which made this research possible. Their financial assistance played a crucial role in the successful completion of this study. We would also like to acknowledge the invaluable support provided by any organization during the survey phase of our research. Their cooperation and resources greatly facilitated the data collection process and contributed to the overall quality of our findings. Additionally, we should extend our heartfelt thanks to any person for their assistance and guidance throughout this project, as their expertise and insights were instrumental in shaping our research direction and methodology. Finally, we would like to acknowledge the significant contributions of any person whose involvement in this study was sizable. Revision before submission is indeed a critical step in the research process to ensure the manuscript is polished and meets high quality standards. Here are some key points to consider during the revision process. Revise multiple times. Aim to revise the manuscript at least 2 times on your own before sharing it with your supervisor. Each revision should aim to improve the writing quality by 10 to 15%. Alignment with the research problem statement is essential. Ensure that the manuscript aligns with your research problem statement. Review the content to verify if it addresses the research problem effectively and stays focused on the main objectives. Check for completeness. Verify if any crucial information or elements are missing from the manuscript. Review the content comprehensively to ensure all relevant aspects of the research are adequately addressed. Clarity and coherence. Assess the clarity of the writing and identify any confusing or ambiguous paragraphs. Look for explanations that could be clearer or require additional evidence or support to enhance understanding. Length and complexity. Evaluate the length of the manuscript and assess if it contains unnecessary or repetitive information. Consider cutting down redundant segments to improve clarity and conciseness. Additionally, ensure that the complexity of the content meets the expected standards for the target audience. Restructuring and organization. Be open to restructuring the initial outline if it improves the overall organization and flow of the manuscript. Adjust the structure as needed to enhance readability and coherence. Eliminate the redundancies. Identify and improve any redundant or irrelevant segments from the manuscripts. Avoid repetitions to maintain the reader's interest and focus on essential information. By carefully reviewing and revising your manuscript according to these guidelines, you can ensure that it is well prepared for final submission and meets the highest standard of quality and clarity. Prioritizing the most significant changes during the revision process is crucial for enhancing the overall quality of the manuscript. Here is how you can approach it. Identify significant changes. Begin by identifying the most significant changes needed based on the feedback from evaluations or your own assessment. This may include restructuring the content, clarifying arguments, or addressing gaps in the literature. Execute transformations. Once you have identified the key areas for improvement, start implementing the necessary transformations. Focus on making substantive changes that will have a noticeable impact on the clarity and coherence of the manuscript. Start with content and composition. Prioritize changes related to content and composition as they form the foundation of the manuscript. This could involve reordering information, reformulating arguments to enhance clarity and depth, or presenting information in a different order to improve coherence. Be flexible. Remain flexible and adaptable throughout the revision process. Don't feel pressured to make too many changes at once. Instead, focus on addressing the most critical issues first before moving on to the smaller adjustments. Cut and add as needed. Be prepared to cut out unnecessary or redundant sections while also adding new content to strengthen your arguments or provide additional support. Ensure that every addition contributes meaningfully to the overall coherence and effectiveness of the manuscript. Overcome psychological barriers. Recognize that revising a manuscript can be challenging and it may take some time to overcome psychological barriers or pushbacks. Stay committed to the goal of publishing in high quality journals or conferences. Restore if necessary. Do not hesitate to revert to the previous versions if new changes don't work as intended. Experiment with different approaches and be willing to backtrack if needed to maintain the integrity and effectiveness of the manuscript. By prioritizing significant changes, remaining flexible, and persistently working towards the improvements, you can ensure that your manuscript is well prepared for the submission to reputable journals or conferences. Editing, proofreading, and peer reviewing are essential steps in ensuring the quality and accuracy of your manuscript. Here is a checklist to guide you through this process. Fix typos and spelling errors. Carefully review the manuscript to identify and correct any typos or spelling errors. Use spell checking tools and perform proofreading to catch any overlooked mistakes. Address missing words. Double check the manuscript for missing words or incomplete sentences. Ensure that all sentences are grammatically complete and convey the intended meaning clearly. You can use AI tools for linguistic enhancements. Review confusing words. Verify that the word choices are appropriate and convey the intended message accurately. Avoid using confusing or ambiguous terms that may obscure the meaning of the text. Rectify punctuation errors. Check for correct punctuation usage throughout the manuscript, including commas, periods, semicolons, and colons. Ensure the consistency in publication style and placement. Verify spaces. Scan the manuscript for missing or excess spaces between words, sentences, or paragraphs. Ensure that the spacing is consistent and uniform throughout the document. Check capitalization, formatting, and referencing. Confirm that capitalization and formatting are applied consistently according to the style guidelines of the target journal or publication. Verify that all references are cited accurately and formatted correctly according to the designated citation style. Ensure consistent use of defined terms. Review the manuscript to ensure that all terms defined earlier in the text are used consistently and appropriately throughout the paper. Avoid introducing new terms or variations that may confuse readers. Match numbers across sections. Compare the numbers mentioned in the abstract and conclusion with those in the main text, figures, and tables. Ensure consistency and accuracy in numerical data presented throughout the manuscript. Cross-check the citations and references. Verify that all citations in the text are matched with the corresponding entries in the reference list. Ensure that the references are properly formatted and listed accordance with the designated citation style. Check document formatting, syntax, and grammar. Conduct a comprehensive review of the document's formatting, syntax, and grammar. Pay attention to sentence structure, paragraph transition, and overall coherence to ensure clarity and readability. By systematically reviewing and addressing these aspects during the editing, proofreading, and peer review process, you can enhance the quality and professionalism of your manuscript before the submission. During the editing phase, it's crucial to meticulously examine the text, resolving grammatical issues and ensuring clarity. Take a sentence by sentence approach, addressing grammar concerns and refining each sentence for readability and precision. To elevate the standard of your English, leverage multiple writing AI tools such as Grammarly or WordTune. These tools can help enhance language usage, correct errors, and suggest improvements in vocabulary and paraphrasing. Consider using advanced vocabulary to articulate your work more effectively. Aim to convey complex ideas in a clear and concise manner, avoiding overlay technical language that may confuse readers. Strive to refine sentence structure by combining small or simplistic sentences into more complex ones where appropriate. Conversely, trim down lengthy sentences to maintain readability and coherence. Clarify any technical ambiguities present in the text, ensuring that the concepts are explained clearly and comprehensibly. Seek feedback from your colleagues and supervisor by requesting them to review and provide comments on your paper before submitting to a journal or a conference. Incorporating their insights can help identify areas for improvement and strengthen the overall quality of your manuscript. Remember, stating English is not my native language is not a valid justification for reviewers who struggle to comprehend your work. Reviewers expect papers to be written in clear and coherent English, regardless of author's native language. Poorly written articles are more likely to be rejected, as readability and clarity are essential factors in the evaluation process. Enhancing written communication is very important for any publication. Precise punctuation is essential for clear communication. Use commas, semicolons, and other marks judiciously to enhance readability and convey your intended meaning accurately. Maintain consistency in grammar and punctuation throughout your writing. Inconsistencies can lead to confusion and hinder understanding. Ensure that punctuation marks are used consistently and appropriately across the entire document. Ensure that each sentence contains a clear subject, verb, and object for completeness and clarity. Well-structured sentences contribute to coherence of paragraphs and facilitate smoother reading. Incorporate transition words and phrases such as hence, therefore, but, thus, as a result, and in contrast to establish coherence and logical flow between paragraphs and ideas. These transition words strengthen the development of ideas and guide the reader through your arguments, facilitating understanding and engagement with your writing. Enhancing your written communication skills can make a world of difference in effectively conveying your ideas and messages. One key aspect of improving your writing is mastering the art of transition, seamlessly connecting your thoughts and guiding your reader through your content. Here we'll explore a variety of transitional words and phrases that will take your writing to the next level. Let's start with adding information. When you want to introduce additional points or expand on your ideas, consider using words like moreover, furthermore, additionally, or in addition to. These words signal to your reader that there is more to come. For instance, you could say, moreover, the study found that, or additionally, it's important to note that. These phrases help strengthen your argument by providing extra supporting evidence. Now, what about contrasting ideas? When you want to present opposing viewpoints or highlight differences, words like however, nevertheless, or on the other hand can be used. For example, you might say, however, some researchers argue, or on the other hand, there is evidence to suggest. These phrases add depth to your analysis by acknowledging alternative perspectives. Moving on to cause and effect. When you want to show the relationship between actions and their consequences, words like consequently, therefore, and thus can be incredibly useful. For example, you could say, consequently, the company saw a significant increase in the profits. Or, therefore, it can be concluded that. These phrases help clarify the logical connections in your writing. Expressing similarity is another important aspect of effective communication. When you want to highlight similarities between ideas or concepts, words like similarly, in the same way, or likewise can be effective. For example, you might say, similarly, both studies reach similar conclusions. Or likewise, the finding of the research supports the following. These phrases help reinforce your points by drawing parallels between them. Sequencing ideas is essential for maintaining coherence in your writing. When you want to organize your thoughts in a logical order, words like firstly, next, or then can help guide your reader through your content. You could say, firstly, let's examine the historical context, or next, we'll discuss the implication of the findings. These phrases provide a roadmap for your reader, ensuring they follow your argument effortlessly. Finally, let's talk about summarizing or concluding your ideas. When you want to wrap up your argument or provide a final thought, phrases like in conclusion, to sum up, or ultimately can bring your writing to a satisfying closure. For example, you might say, in conclusion, this study highlights the importance of the following, or ultimately, the findings suggest the following. This phrase is signal to your reader that you have reached the end of your discussion. By incorporating these transitional words and phrases into your writing, you can create a smoother, more cohesive narrative that keeps your reader engaged from start to finish. So, next time you sit down to write, remember to enhance your communication with the power of transitional words. These are some of the sample exercise paragraphs with transitions which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. Here, we will take a few exercises practicing sample language for summary and synthesis. When we want to highlight recent advances, we can say recent studies by the particular authors have shed light on significant advancements in our understanding of the following. When we want to indicate pioneer contributions, we can say the foundational work of the authors laid the groundwork for the subsequent research. To demonstrate the comparative analysis, we can say in their comparative study, the authors evaluated various approaches. For exploration of algorithms, we can say that by building on the algorithmic research of the authors, further investigations delve into the intricacies of the following. To show methodological innovations, we can say the methodological innovations introduced by the authors have significantly influenced the approach. In the ever evolving landscape of research, scholars often present contrasting perspectives on key points. For example, recent research by the authors challenges the traditional views held by previous authors, offering a fresh perspective on the following. Additionally, the extended investigations carried out by the authors build upon the pioneer work of the previous authors, delving deeper into the following. The author's in-depth examination sheds new light on the phenomenon of the following, revealing previously unseen complexities. Moreover, the meta-analysis conducted by the authors integrates the findings of the multiple studies, providing a comprehensive overview of the following. Finally, studies by the authors offer insights into emerging trends in the field, paving the way for future research and innovation. By synthesizing these diverse perspectives and findings, researchers can deepen their understanding of complex issues and drive progress in their respective fields. These are some of the example exercise paragraphs for summary and synthesis which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. In the realm of academic research, it's essential to not only understand individual studies but also to compare and critique them to advance knowledge. One crucial aspect is exploring the relationships between studies. By analyzing the interconnections among various pieces of research, we can uncover novel perspectives and identify areas of divergence or controversy. Moreover, it's important to pinpoint areas that require further testing. This involves identifying views or hypotheses that may lack sufficient evidence and highlighting aspects in need of additional empirical validation. Examining gaps, inconclusive findings, contradictions, or limited evidence is also crucial. By identifying these areas, we can shed light on where research may be insufficient and guide future inquiries. Finally, it's essential to evaluate the adequacy of research designs and methodologies. Identifying shortcomings in study designs or methods is critical for ensuring the credibility and reliability of research outcomes. By engaging in thorough comparison and critique, researchers can contribute to advancement of knowledge and the refinement of research practices. These are some of the sample language exercises for comparison and critique which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. The use of evaluative adjectives will substantially enhance the writing quality standard. We can use evaluative adjectives such as comprehensive, insightful, innovative, convincing, inadequate, prominent, profound, etc. to enhance the writing quality. This is a sample language exercise with evaluative adjectives which you can practice to enhance your writing skills. Navigating the drafting process of your literature review requires attention to detail and precision. Let's explore some common pitfalls to avoid. First and foremost, maintain a professional language throughout your review. Avoid the temptation to use cheekiness or emotional appeals that could undermine the credibility of your work. Limit the use of quotations. While they can add precision, excessive quoting can disrupt the flow of your review. Following guidelines and expert recommendations, such as advising 1 or 2 quotes per section, is good. Ensure fluency and cohesiveness in your writing. Your literature review should not read like a mere list of facts. Incorporate transitions to connect ideas and create a unified narrative. Transitions are your friends. Use them effectively to develop fluency and articulate connections between different sections of your literature review. Do not solely rely on headings. Instead, let transitions guide your reader seamlessly through your work. By avoiding these pitfalls and maintaining a focused, professional approach, you can elevate the quality and impact of your literature review. Plagiarism and maintaining a low similarity index are essential aspects of academic integrity. Let's delve into some key considerations to avoid plagiarism and copyright infringements in your research. Ensure that the plagiarism or similarity index in your paper remains below 10%. Utilize plagiarism checkers like Turnitin to verify the originality of your content. When using images, be cautious of copyright infringements. If using copyrighted images, obtain a written license from the respective publisher or pay image reusage charges. To mitigate plagiarism risks, draw your own images and rewrite existing content in your own words. Always cite the original source when referring to others' work. The consequences of plagiarized content can be severe. It tarnishes your academic reputation and your paper may be rejected during the initial sanity check round. Repeated instances of plagiarism may result in penalties from publishers, including ban on future submissions. Maintaining originality and ethical conduct is paramount in academic research. Finding assistance and support in your academic journey can significantly enhance your research endeavors. Let's explore some valuable sources of help available to researchers. Professors and academic mentors are invaluable resources for guidance and advice on research methodologies, literature review, and academic writing. Engage with other scholars in your field through conferences, seminars, and academic networks to exchange ideas and collaborate on research projects. Join social media research groups and forums where researchers discuss their work, share insights, and seek assistance from peers. Utilize online question and answer portals where you can post your research queries and receive expert advice and feedback from academic community. Take advantage of writing tutors and content tutors who can provide personalized assistance with academic writing, structuring papers, and refining research methodologies. Refer to model research papers in your field to understand best practices in research design, data analysis, and presentation of findings. Stay motivated by reading the profiles and achievements of other researchers. Subscribe to Google Scholar alerts and follow relevant researchers on the platforms like ResearchGate for updates in your field. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Do not hesitate to reach out and leverage these resources to enhance your research journey. Submitting your work to a journal can be a daunting task. However, with the right approach, you can navigate the process smoothly. Let's explore a step-by-step guide to journal submission. Step 1 is to review the journal's aims and scopes. Before you start writing, carefully review the aims and scope of your target journal. Step 2 is to align with the journal's requirements. Tailor your writing to meet the specific requirements of the journal. Step 3 is to verify acceptance of review articles. Confirm whether the journal accepts the review articles and prioritize those that do. Step 4 is to comply with submission guidelines. Familiarize yourself with journal submission guidelines and ensure strict adherence. Step 5 is to engage with previous publications. Take the time to explore previous articles published by the journal to ensure your submission complements existing works. By following these steps, you can increase your chances of a successful journal publication. Remember, thorough preparation and attention to detail are key. Responding to reviewers' comments is a crucial step in the publication process. Let's explore some tips for handling revisions and addressing feedback effectively. Step 1 is to approach reviewers' comments. Approach each comment with an open and constructive mindset. Step 2 is to handle revisions. Provide a clear and thorough response to each reviewer's comment. Step 3 is to resubmit the manuscript. Ensure all revisions are meticulously addressed before the resubmission. Step 4 is to prepare a comprehensive cover letter detailing how you have addressed the reviewer's comments. By following these steps, you can navigate the revision process with confidence and professionalism. Facing rejection in academic publishing can be disheartening, but it's an inevitable part of the process. Remember, most of the researchers face rejection with their first attempt at a paper. When your paper is rejected, carefully analyze the reviewer's comments and the reasons for the rejection. Revise your paper, addressing the reviewer's comments to enhance its quality. Take a proactive approach to improve your manuscript. Add new items to strengthen it. Consider uploading your revised paper to a new journal. If reviewers haven't provided any comments, try submitting it to another journal. Keep refining your work. Rejection is just a temporary setback on the path to publication. Promoting and disseminating your review is key to maximize its reach and impact. Engage with social media platforms tailored for academics such as ResearchGate, LinkedIn, etc. Join relevant discussions and forums to share your insights and connect with fellow researchers. Collaborate with other researchers or organizations to amplify the promotion of your review. Consider co-authoring articles or contributing guest posts to related blogs or websites. Work with institutions' media team to craft press releases highlighting the significance of your review. Leverage various media channels to reach a wider audience and increase the visibility of your work. By actively promoting your review, you can ensure that your insights make a meaningful impact in your field. Maximizing the impact of your research requires proactive measures to track its reach and engagement. Start by utilizing citation tracking tools such as Google Scholar, Web of Science, or Scopus. Regularly monitor your review citations to gauge its influence and contribution to the field. Consider employing Altermetrics to track your review's online engagement. Monitor social media mentions, blog posts, and digital interactions related to your review. Engage in academic discussions and present your findings at conferences and symposiums. By actively participating in scholarly activities, you can enhance the visibility and reputation of your review. As we wrap up our review paper journey, take a moment to celebrate your success. Your dedication and hard work have contributed to advancement of knowledge in your field. But remember, learning is a continuous process. Stay curious and open to new ideas as research and literature are always evolving. Inspire others with your journey. Share your experiences and expertise to support fellow researchers in their academic endeavors. Thank you for taking the time to watch this session. We wish you best of luck on your publishing journey.